Battalion of the Indian Army. And on the occasion of Army Day, Republic takes you inside the operational gist of this battalion that was raised after Operation Synindur. Bhairav Battalion is a unit with deadly precision, technical spearhead and all-round combat that's already deployed at the northern and western front. Watch this report as we show you the technical prowess of Indian Army's deadly and unstoppable battalion, the Bhairav Battalion.
आर्मी डे की आप सबको हार्दिक बधाई और सेना दिवस 2026 के अवसर पर ऐतिहासिक और सुंदर शहर जयपुर में आप सभी से बातचीत करना मेरे लिए गर्व की बात है। मैं आपके माध्यम से भारतीय सेना के सभी सैनिकों, हमारे सिविलियन कर्मचारियों, वेटरन्स, वीर नारियों और उनके परिवारजनों को हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। इस पावन अवसर पर हम उन वीर सैनिकों को श्रद्धापूर्वक नमन करते हैं जिन्होंने देश की सेवा में सर्वोच्च बलिदान दिया। मैं राजस्थान सरकार और खासकर जयपुर के नागरिकों को तहे दिल से धन्यवाद देता हूं। आज बड़ी संख्या में नागरिकों की उपस्थिति यह दर्शाती है कि सेना और जनता के बीच कितना गहरा संबंध है। आपका उत्साह और समर्थन हर सैनिक का मनोबल बढ़ाता है। जयपुर में सेना दिवस का आयोजन सेना को नागरिकों के और करीब लाने का प्रयास है। परेड के अलावा नो योर आर्मी मेला जैसे कार्यक्रमों ने इस संबंध को और मजबूत किया। आज शाम शौर्य संध्या में ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के दौरान सेना के साहस, अनुशासन और क्षमता का प्रदर्शन किया जाएगा। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर ने एक नया नॉर्मल स्थापित किया है। इस ऑपरेशन ने भारतीय सेना की तेज प्रतिक्रिया, बेहतर समन्वय और सटीक कार्यवाही की क्षमता का दर्शाया है। यह एक परिपक्व, आत्मविश्वासी और जिम्मेदार बल की तस्वीर प्रस्तुत करता है जो राष्ट्रीय हितों की रक्षा के लिए पूरी तरह सक्षम है। पिछले कुछ वर्षों में भारतीय सेना की सोच में एक स्पष्ट बदलाव आया है। हम केवल वर्तमान चुनौतियों पर ही नहीं बल्कि भविष्यों के युद्धों की तैयारी में भी गंभीरता से काम कर रहे हैं। इसी दिशा में नई संरचनाएं यानी नए स्ट्रक्चर्स बनाए जा रहे हैं जिन्हें भविष्य की आवश्यकताओं के अनुसार इक्विप और ट्रेन किया जा रहा है। इस परिवर्तन प्रक्रिया के अंतर्गत भैरव बटालियंस, अश्विनी प्लेटून्स, शक्तिबान रेजिमेंट, दिव्यास्त्र बैटरी जैसे नई इकाइयां खड़ी की गई हैं जिनको आज आपने परेड के दौरान खुद देखा हुआ है। ये संरचनाएं भविष्य की चुनौतियों के अनुरूप।
All right, we are interrupted by breaking news coming in right now. This is in connection with a flight New Delhi to Singapore, Air India, New Delhi to Singapore, AI2380, returning back to Delhi a few minutes after takeoff. The flight made air turn back due to a technical issue at 1 a.m. This was the past night, midnight, 1 a.m. A technical snag reported post-takeoff. The Singapore-bound flight returning back to Delhi. And that's the latest news we are getting in right now. Air India Delhi to Singapore flight returned back to Delhi after a technical snag was reported after takeoff of this flight. The reason behind this we do not know yet. We'll try and connect with our correspondent on ground tracking the aviation sector on this update that is coming in. It's the AI2380 flight that reported a technical snag post takeoff. This happened around 1 a.m. This is a Singapore-bound flight that returned back to Delhi. And we shift our focus back to celebrating the valor and the sacrifices of the Indian Army and, of course, the debut of the newest and fastest raised combat battalion of the Indian Army, that is the Bhairav Battalion. In fact, Republic TV will take you inside the operational gist of this battalion that was raised after Operation Synindur.
A crucial lesson from Operation Synindur. A battalion built for battlefield extending far beyond traditional ground.
आज की भारतीय सेना न केवल वर्तमान चुनौतियों का सफलतापूर्वक सामना कर रही बल्कि हम नित्य प्रतिदिन एक परिवर्तनशील, आधुनिक और भविष्य उन्मुख शक्ति के रूप में तेजी से अग्रसर हो रहे हैं। इसके अंतर्गत रुद्र के रूप में नई ऑल आर्म्स ब्रिगेड का गठन किया जा रहा है, जिसका सैंक्शन मैंने कल ही दिया है, जिसमें इन्फेंट्री, मैकेनाइज्ड इन्फेंट्री, आर्मर्ड यूनिट्स, आर्टिलरी, स्पेशल फोर्सेज, अनमैन्ड एरियल सिस्टम जैसे फाइटिंग कंपोनेंट्स को एक साथ रखा जाएगा और विशेष रूप से तैयार किया जाएगा, जिसमें शामिल लॉजिस्टिक सपोर्ट और कॉम्बैट सपोर्ट होंगे। इसी क्रम में भैरव लाइट कमांडो बटालियन के रूप में एजाइल और घातक स्पेशल फोर्सेस का गठन किया गया है, जो सीमाओं पर शत्रु को चौंकाने के लिए हमेशा तैयार है।
As India celebrates Army Day, Republic takes you inside the Indian Army's newest and fastest raised combat formation, the Bhairav Battalion.
The newly formed Bhairav Battalion. This is the new tactical team that the Indian Army has deployed for multi-domain operations, for cross-border terrorist camps to internal security and neutralizing targets. They do it all. This new light brigade of specially trained come from multiple domains of the army, from the artillery divisions, infantry division, signal, and most importantly, they are trained in a way to conduct multi-domain warfare. The Bhairav Battalion has been created for one purpose: lethality and impact.
Meeting hard lessons from Ukraine, Middle East and India's own terror-infested neighbor Pakistan, the Bhairav Battalion was announced by the Army Chief of Staff on the Kargil Vijay Divas. And now, Indian Army's tech-enabled spearhead already has 15 units deployed across northern and western fronts.
We are here in the heart of Jaipur's training grounds, where the Bhairav Battalion has been training incessantly. We saw their deadly precision. This battalion has been created as a new age light commando unit, equipped with drones, equipped with the latest weapons and equipped with technology heavy multi-domain warfare. They are designed in a way that is designed for speed, precision and deadly accuracy. Equipped from all across the army, where artillery and air defense, infantry, signals come together to form this new age light infantry unit.
With deadly precision, these eyes are trained to miss no target, camouflaging and locking the target, an assertive tread at the core of which lies coordination. The Bhairav Battalion is a unit prepared for all-round combat. From efficient night operations, drone surveillance to multi-terrain combat, it is a self-sufficient team capable of independent operations. It is a new drone-centric combat arm unlike any raised before in the Indian Army,
where the Bhairav Battalion will be doing its drills. These drills show the deadly accuracy of the Bhairav Battalion. We will be seeing the AK-203 in action, the deadly precision of this battalion, and most importantly, firing drills that are taking place. The AK-203 with ambidextrous shooting positions, wherein they will be changing hands and interchanging. Bhairav Battalion is the compact light commando unit of the Indian Army, created to fight hybrid multi-domain warfare in a high-speed, technology-heavy operation, especially along the LOC and LSC. Each battalion has roughly 250 soldiers. It integrates drones, electronic warfare and precision weapons, and sits between the paramilitary and SF. All of this being done in a way that has never been seen before in the Indian Army.
Cutting-edge weaponry, electronic warfare systems, drones for surveillance. This high-tech combat ability is what makes the Bhairav Battalion deadly and unstoppable. Announced on the Kargil Vijay Divas, the battalion makes a debut in the first ever Army Day parade held outside Cantonment area on January 15th.
Right, time for a very, very short break, viewers. But on the other side, we get you the latest updates on the high-stake BMC election that are underway. Mumbai registers 18% voter turnout till 11:30 a.m.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डवेयर मसाला।
The icy cold waters of the Atlantic Ocean are getting hot, and how? The United States, in an overnight operation, has seized 2 oil tankers, one in the North Atlantic near Iceland, the other one near the Caribbean Sea. The one caught or seized near Iceland is Russia flagged, and the one that's caught near the Caribbean Sea was apparently a shadow tanker, a dark tanker carrying Venezuelan oil to China. Now, both the tankers were carrying Venezuelan oil, which is sanctioned by the United States. There is an embargo. It's interesting and a little curious how the 2 tankers could leave such heavily guarded waters, which are guarded both by the US Coast Guard and the US Navy, and reach this far. In fact, in the case of the merchant vessel Marinera, which is Russia flagged and was caught near Iceland by the US Navy with help from the United Kingdom Navy, the US Navy was on the chase, hot on the chase of this vessel for about 2 weeks, which shows that it was completely tracked, and both the sides were aware, because even in the case of the Russians, a submarine was closely following or shadowing this tanker which was carrying oil for Russia. Now, it's interesting why Russia, which itself has so much of energy, needs this oil from Venezuela, and that's where the whole geopolitics comes into play. Because remember, post the capture, abduction, kidnapping of Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, by the United States, the US has been building, President Trump himself leading from the front, a scenario where they want to really grab Greenland from Denmark. And so they really want to show that the security of North Atlantic is compromised and they need to be there, and that's why they need Greenland. So maybe it's because of that, we don't know. But taken together, it's clear that in the case of merchant vessel Marinera and the merchant vessel Sofia, which was caught, a dark fleet caught from near Caribbean Sea, which was taking the oil to China.
Viewers, coming up at 6 stories at 6. ED versus Mamata battle reaches the Supreme Court. Supreme Court stays all FIRs against ED officials. And we also see that Maharashtra is voting in the civic body polls. Big battle in Pune and Mumbai. The results are tomorrow. All this and much more coming up on 6 stories at 6.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरी राजा।
The icy cold waters of the Atlantic Ocean are getting hot, and how? The United States, in an overnight operation, has seized 2 oil tankers, one in the North Atlantic near Iceland, the other one near the Caribbean Sea. The one caught or seized near Iceland is Russia flagged, and the one that's caught near the Caribbean Sea was apparently a shadow tanker, a dark tanker carrying Venezuelan oil to China. Now, both the tankers were carrying Venezuelan oil, which is sanctioned by the United States. There is an embargo. It's interesting and a little curious how the 2 tankers could leave such heavily guarded waters, which are guarded both by the US Coast Guard and the US Navy, and reach this far. In fact, in the case of the merchant vessel Marinera, which is Russia flagged and was caught near Iceland by the US Navy with help from the United Kingdom Navy, the US Navy was on the chase, hot on the chase of this vessel for about 2 weeks, which shows that it was completely tracked, and both the sides were aware, because even in the case of the Russians, a submarine was closely following or shadowing this tanker which was carrying oil for Russia. Now, it's interesting why.
Hello viewers, Niva Bupa Health Insurance has come on board as a studio partner. Viewers, Niva Bupa Health Insurance is trusted by over 2.7 crore Indians. It offers India's first truly unlimited health insurance plan with no limit on coverage. It's time for the headlines. Big setback to Mamata and Bengal police. Supreme Court stays all FIRs against ED.
लोग आरोप पे नहीं, टीका टिप्पणी पे नहीं, लोग डेवलपमेंट पे वोट करेंगे, इसलिए मुंबई में देखा है कि 25% से ज़्यादा वोटिंग हुई है, यह बदलाव का चिन्ह है.
High stakes BMC elections underway. Mumbai registers 18% voter turnout in 11:30 a.m.
मैं आपको दूसरा आश्वासन दिलाना चाहता हूं कि भारतीय सेना समय के साथ अपने आप को बदलती रहेगी और उभरती शक्ति में जो बदलाव लाने हैं उसको लाती रहेगी.
Grand display of military prowess and India's indigenous capabilities during Army Day Parade in Jaipur. Bhairav battalion makes debut. Captain's relative summoned in the Air India 171 probe. Pilot's body alleges narrative. Two teen athletes found hanging in the SAI hostel in Kerala's Kollam. Probe launched. Viewers, getting some breaking news coming in. The ED has now presented explosive evidence in the Supreme Court through an affidavit, now revealing WhatsApp chats that allegedly have demonstrated how legal officers, viewers, and supporters were mobilized to create chaos and obstruct proceedings in the Calcutta High Court. Now, this relates to disturbances during a hearing linked to ED raids on IPAC premises. Republic TV has got this information. And we'll just tell you exactly what is happening. So this ED has presented explosive evidence in the Supreme Court through an affidavit revealing WhatsApp chats that allegedly demonstrated how legal officers and supporters were mobilized to create chaos and obstruct proceedings in the Calcutta High Court. ED shows a WhatsApp chat of how attempt was made to block the court. We'll put it out for you in a short while from now. And this WhatsApp chat and ED affidavit shows how legal officers were mobilized. WhatsApp chat shown in Supreme Court access by Republic TV. I want to go across to Kishale, who's joining us live. Kishale, if you could help our viewers, we have got that WhatsApp chat, by the way. Kishale, if you could just tell our viewers exactly what is in that WhatsApp chat. It's very clear that the attempt was made to block the court, and this has been accessed by Republic TV.
Well, exactly. This exclusive access to this WhatsApp chat leads to a lot of information that has now come to fore. First of all, this WhatsApp chat in this particular group that relates to the TMC legal cell at Calcutta High Court. This WhatsApp message says, today 9/1/2026, court number 5, item number 10, please come everyone. Everyone should come there. Why would everyone come there? The question is, why would everyone come to the courtroom number 5, item number 10, when the item number 10 is heard? What was the connection to this in Trinamool Legal Cell group? Because that time, this particular case of IPAC and Mamata Banerjee against ED and ED against Mamata Banerjee and IPAC, this was going on. This was heard. And we know that complete ruckus ushered in after that. Complete ruckus ushered in that whole situation where the hearing had to be adjourned just because these people came inside the courtroom, rushed in and created chaos. On the other hand, in the same message, in this next point, it has been said that gathering at 1 p.m. at B gate, come everyone, we will go to the procession of Honorable CM Mamata Banerjee. Buses and vehicles are arranged. So first of all these legal cell members, TMC legal cell members will come to the courtroom, they'll create a ruckus, they'll adjourn the hearing and they'll assemble at gate number B and they will take vehicles to go to Mamata Banerjee's rally. This is what the TMC was doing. inside the High Court. TMC lawyers, legal cell members were doing inside the High Court. And this is what happened. Why the High Court hearing had to be adjourned, so that the TMC could buy more time, so that Mamata Banerjee could buy more time and set up her argument, set up a strategy, put more lawyers. So now it is very clear that it was all pre-planned, so that her argument, the whole case will be adjourned, so that her argument could be strategized even better. So this is completely illegal to pre-plan a chaos inside a High Court courtroom and ensure and force the situation where the hearing will be adjourned. High Court runs because we pay taxes, common people pay taxes, and now these TMC advocates and legal cell members allegedly stopped the hearing in order to buy more time for Mamata Banerjee. Exclusive WhatsApp chats accessed by Republic TV.
Yes, and on the backdrop of that, Kishore, we see that the SG Tushar Mehta had also said that to the Supreme Court that was a case where mobocracy, he's called it mobocracy, replaces democracy. In the backdrop of this, we have got these WhatsApp chats, Kishore.
Well, it was argued in the Supreme Court by the Solicitor General Tushar Mehta that at one hand, Mamata Banerjee herself enters and tampers and attempts to hamper with the process of investigation. On the other hand, legal cell members of the TMC hampers the hearing at the High Court. So this is complete lawlessness, after which the Supreme Court also observed, the bench of justice also observed very clearly that this would lead to lawlessness if no action is taken. They also pointed out how it is highly alarming that in the High Court there was a pre-planned chaos and disorder. Maybe these are not the words that are being said, but to that extent.
We have put that WhatsApp chat for our viewers to see, and this is the WhatsApp chat. ED has shown this exact WhatsApp chat of how the attempt was made to block the court and how legal officers were mobilized. And this has been accessed by Republic TV. And if you could help our viewers understand what exactly is written there, because some of it is written in Bangla, in Bengali. If you could just translate it for us, Kishore.
Well, exactly. I'll do that. This is allegedly a Trinamool Congress legal cell WhatsApp group. Now, someone named Rama Haldar or Roma Haldar is sending a notice. It's written notice. And the first notice is number 1 below notice is sent around, I believe, 9:43 a.m. 9:43 a.m. That is the time in which this message is sent. During this time, the message was sent in the group, and I'll read out. Number 1, Aaj 9/11/2026, court number 5A, item number 10, which means today, on this date, 9/1/2026, in court number 5, item number 10, which is up for hearing, আছে সবাই চলে আসবেন. This hearing is scheduled today. সবাই চলে আসবেন, which means everyone come there, everyone assemble there. Everyone should organize themselves and come to that courtroom at that particular time. Why? This has never happened. If a hearing is going on, only the parties which are connected to that hearing with that case would be present. Why everyone would be arranged like a political party meeting in a courtroom is a question. Now, the second point, number 2. আজ দুপুর 1টার সময় বি গেটে জমায়েত. Today, around afternoon 1 p.m., there is a gathering at gate number B of the High Court. সবাই চলে আসবেন, মাননীয় মুখ্যমন্ত্রী মমতা বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়ের মিছিলে যাওয়া হবে. Everyone come, and after that we all will be going to the rally by Chief Minister, Honorable Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. বাস ও গাড়ির ব্যবস্থা আছে. There are arrangements of bus and cars. Anit Kumar Das, convener, High Court. This is probably the person who is the convener of the TMC legal cell. Allegedly, his name is Anit Kumar Das of the High Court, and he is sending this message. So it's very clear the ruckus that happened, the chaos that happened, the situation that went out of hand, so that the hearing had to be adjourned because of the situation, was pre-planned by allegedly TMC legal cell workers, members and advocates. And they planned it, and then After creating ruckus, they went to Mamata Banerjee's rally. This is what happens in a high court in Bengal, Mamata Banerjee's Bengal.
Yes, and Kishore, now that the Supreme Court had issued notice to the Bengal government, what is next? Because now they have given time for the Bengal government to come out with a counter. So what can we expect next in this development?
Well, there has been three major developments. Number one, there has been a notice issued to Mamata Banerjee. She has to answer that. She has to answer why she, being a political party leader, went to stop and interrupt an investigation of a money laundering case which connects with a corporate company. She has to answer to that. She has to answer why she interrupted and took away those files. And on the other hand, the Supreme Court has also stayed all FIRs against ED officials lodged by Kolkata police. Mamata Banerjee's police lodged FIR against ED officials, which is something that is now a joke in West Bengal, that ED officials who come to probe a case are now having FIRs on them by Kolkata police because Mamata Banerjee went there. So now those cases have been, those FIRs have been also stayed. Number three, all the CCTV footages needs to be
That's
preserved.
Right.
And these CCTV
yes, Kishore.
Yes.
Well, Kishore, thank you for getting us all those details. We'll be coming back to you for more file chori, controversy, Republic getting you every minute of those developments. Let's move ahead, viewers. Getting you some breaking news coming in. 2 young girl sportspersons were found dead at the Sports Authority of India Women's Hostel in Kollam this morning. This is a very unfortunate incident. The deceased include a class 12 student from Kozhikode and a class 10 student from Thiruvananthapuram. They were found hanging from the ceiling fans inside their hostel room. The reason behind a suspected suicide is not yet known. The Kollam City Police Commissioner and the senior police officials reached the hostel soon after the incident. Police have launched an investigation into these deaths. So the investigation has been launched. These are 2 young girl sportsperson found dead at the Sports Authority of India. So what exactly is the investigation pointing to? Well, I'll have to go across to Shankar, joining us live from Thiruvananthapuram. Shankar, what updates do we have? All right, we'll go back to Shankar in a short while from now. But the deceased are a class 12 student from Kozhikode, class 10 student from Thiruvananthapuram. They were found hanging from ceiling fans. The reason behind this incident is not known yet. So the focus would be shifting to the investigation. The Kollam City Police Commissioner and the senior police officials reached the hostel after the incident, and the police have now launched an investigation into those deaths. All right, let's move ahead to some of the other stories we're tracking on Republic TV. And Pooch police attaches property of Pakistan-based terror handler Abdul Aziz in the Mandi area. Now, Pooch police have now attached an immovable property belonging to the Pakistan-based terror handler. The attached property, viewers, comprises of around 14 marlas of land falling under Khasra numbers 491, situated in the Tehsil Mandi district. Pooch with an assessed value of approximately 22.05 lakh. Attached property belongs to Abdul Aziz, son of Ahmeda, resident of the Chamber, Kanari. Okay, so property attached to of a Pakistan terror handler. Pakistan handler's rupees 22 lakh property has been seized. Okay, so let's go straight across to my colleague here coming in. Okay, Pooch police has targeted the Pakistan-based terrorist land. And to understand more about this terrorist and this Pakistan handler, I want to go across to my colleague Gursimran, who will tell us more. Yes, Gursimran.
We have seen that Jammu and Kashmir police is continuing with its decisive action against the terrorists that are operating from Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. From the Poonch district, there are 306 terrorists that are usually from Jammu and Kashmir. They are known as JK Nobs, the Jammu Kashmir nationals operating from Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. And the police have launched a decisive action against them. Their properties that are here in Poonch, they are being attached. And now going ahead, the Poonch police has today also attached a property, which is a huge chunk of land, 10 Canal and 14 Marla in the area of Mandi in the Poonch that belongs to one of the commanders of the terror group that is operating from the Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Abdul Aziz. His property was in the Mandi area. We are told that the SP operations along with the SHO Mandi, they today attached the property as per the orders that have been issued by the competent court. This is part of a larger crackdown on the terror ecosystem, because what the agencies have got to know that these terrorists are planning to sell off their lands that are in Jammu and Kashmir and then to use the money that is minted from the selling of land for the terror activities. So as part of the ongoing crackdown, the property of one more terror handler operating from Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, his property has now been attached by the Jammu and Kashmir police. We are told that in days to come there will be more such actions that will take place. If you remember that last week there was another attachment of the property that was done by the Poonch police. That was of Rafiq Nai, one of the deadliest commander of Lashkar-e-Toiba and Jammu Kashmir Ghaznavi force, who has been behind several terror attacks, including the Bhata Durian terror attack. So now this intensified crackdown is continuing in the Poonch district of Jammu and Kashmir, where police is now attaching the properties of the Pakistan-based terror handlers.
Right, well, thank you for getting us all those details, Simran. I will be coming back to you for more on this story. Poonch police targets Pakistan-based terrorist land. This is a huge update coming in, viewers of Republic TV. It looks like our forces are extremely active, and they have gone ahead, seized this property of this terrorist, this Pakistan handler. Moving ahead, viewers. Families of Indian seafarers detained in Iran have made an urgent appeal to the External Affairs Ministry. At least 15 Indians were detained after the oil tanker MT Valiant Roar was intercepted at Iran's port. Now, families claim no consular access has been given and allege that Indian crew members have been taken to prison by Iranian guards. Take a look at this report for more.
Families of Indian seafarers detained in Iran have made a desperate appeal to the Ministry of External Affairs seeking urgent diplomatic intervention. At least 15 Indian crew members were detained after the oil tanker MT Valiant Roar was intercepted at Bandar Abbas port in Iran. According to the appeal submitted by the families, the vessel operated by Prime Tankers LLC Dubai was intercepted by Iran's Revolutionary Guard on December 8, 2025. The ship had 17 to 18 crew members on board, including 15 nationals. Families claim that on January 6, 2026, 10 crew members were taken into custody and jailed by Iran authorities. They say 6 to 7 crew members, including the captain, continue to remain on board the vessel. The families allege that they have had no contact with the detained seafarers and have received no official information on their location, health, legal status, or charges. Republic TV spoke to the families of the detained Indian seafarers. The families claim that no consular access has been provided to any of the Indian crew members so far.
With regards to the response that you all have got so far, you are saying that it's almost been a month since the detention has actually taken place. Now the latest information coming in of the fact that the crew members have been taken into the prison. Have they actually told you what are the charges and what is your window of communication right now?
No, sir, nothing.
There are no charges. I mean, we cannot get... I have tried with various sources. Even the consulates or the ambassador, they are not aware of the charges yet. Even the master on board, they are not aware of the charges yet. They don't have any information what are the charges, why they have been taken to prison, no idea. And whoever you speak to, all of them are giving a vague reasons of taking them to prison. At the moment, nothing is, we really cannot understand what actually is the scenario. Of late, since the internet in Iran has been shut down, the communication is still like now we are not able to get in touch with the consulates or even the ambassador. So whatever information I'm getting from the master on board.
The incident comes amid ongoing protests and heightened tensions in Iran, raising serious concerns over the safety and rights of Indian seafarers. Families are now urging the government of India to ensure consular access, ascertain the well-being of the crew, and work towards their early release and safe return.
Much coming up. Big setback to Mamata and Bengal Police. Supreme Court stays all FIRs against ED. Stay tuned.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये ही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा मसाला।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force. So Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल। ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े। क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये ही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा मसाला।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force.
So Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts. And that doesn't mean boots on the ground, but it means hitting them very, very hard where it hurts. So we don't want that to happen. There have been cases like this where President Obama totally backed down. But this is something pretty incredible that's happening in Iran. It's an amazing thing to watch. They've done a bad job. They've treated their people very badly, and now they're being paid back. So let's see what happens. We're watching it.
U.S. has proven its military capacity in Operation Midnight Hammer, where the United States military bombed Iran's nuclear facilities. U.S. B-2 stealth bombers, which flew a secretive and historic long-range mission, dropped 14 massive ordnance penetrators, also known as bunker buster bombs, on 3 critical Iranian nuclear sites.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरी डे।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force.
So Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago.
We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts. And that doesn't mean boots on the ground, but it means hitting them very, very hard where it hurts. So we don't want that to happen. There have been cases like this where President Obama totally backed down. But this is something pretty incredible that's happening in Iran. It's an amazing thing to watch. They've done a bad job. They've treated their people very badly, and now they're being paid back. So let's see what happens. We're watching it.
U.S. has proven its military capacity in Operation Midnight Hammer, where the United States military bombed Iran's nuclear facilities. U.S. B-2 stealth bombers, which flew a secretive and historic long-range mission, dropped 14 massive ordnance penetrators, also known as bunker buster bombs, on 3 critical Iranian nuclear sites: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. As the situation between the U.S. and Iran escalates further, Israel's official state aircraft, Wing of Zion, has departed from Nevatim Air Force Base. The aircraft, which contains a private office,
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Good evening, viewers. Niva Bupa Health Insurance has come on board as our studio partner. Viewers, Niva Bupa Health Insurance is trusted by over 2.7 crore Indians. It offers India's first truly unlimited health insurance plan with no limit on coverage. Time for the headlines at 3. Right, time for the headlines at 4, and it's a big setback to Mamata Banerjee and Bengal Police. Supreme Court stays all FIRs against the Enforcement Directorate.
लोग आरोप पे नहीं, टीका टिप्पणी पे नहीं, लोग डेवलपमेंट पे वोट करेंगे, इसलिए मुंबई में देखा है कि 25% से ज़्यादा वोटिंग हुई है। यह बदलाव का चिन्ह है।
High-stakes BMC elections underway. Mumbai registers 18% voter turnout till 11:30 a.m.
मैं आपको दूसरा आश्वासन दिलाना चाहता हूं कि भारतीय सेना समय के साथ अपने आप को बदलती रहेगी और उभरती शक्ति में जो बदलाव लाने हैं उसको लाती रहेगी।
Grand display of military prowess and India's indigenous capabilities during Army Day parade in Jaipur. The Bhairav battalion makes debut. Captain's relative summoned in AI171 probe. Pilot's body alleges a narrative being woven. 2 teen athletes found hanging in Sai hostel in Kerala's Kollam. Probe launched. We have breaking news coming in right now. This is news pertaining to Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann. He has appeared before the Akal Takht as he was being summoned by the Akal Takht Sahib over alleged anti-Sikh remarks. And after appearing before the Akal Takht Sahib, Bhagwant Mann says that he has given a complete explanation to the Jathedar regarding all the statements he had made. And the Chief Minister said that he had also clarified that a false narrative was being created on social media, suggesting that he was challenging the Akal Takht Sahib, which is absolutely not the case, he says. And Chief Minister also said that he has bowed his head before at the Akal Takht Sahib, and he had no intention nor the audacity to challenge the Akal Takht. In fact, he went on to say that he will be informed of any further instructions or decisions, and that he feels relieved and satisfied after presenting the people's sentiments to the Jathedar, both in writing and verbally. In fact, about this alleged objectionable video circulating on social media, Bhagwant Mann says that the video is fake and can be investigated by any agency. So this is the breaking news we have right now. You can see the visuals of Punjab Chief Minister who appears before Akal Takht. Okay, we are going across to the BJP press conference right now.
ये वो व्यक्ति है जो संविधान की शपथ लेता है, जो मुख्यमंत्री है पश्चिम बंगाल का, जो गृह मंत्री भी है, और आज ये प्रेस वार्ता हम क्या कहते हैं, ममता बनर्जी क्या आरोप लगाती है, इस पे नहीं है। ये प्रेस वार्ता आज इस बात पे है कि सर्वोच्च न्यायालय से एक करारा झटका ममता बनर्जी को लगा है, और यह ऐसा झटका है जिससे स्पष्ट हो गया है जंगल राज कैसा होता है। जंगल राज बिल्कुल ममता राज जैसा होता है। और मैं विधिक पहलू पे और राजनीतिक पहलू पे हमारी पार्टी का पक्ष रखूं, उससे पहले मैं सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने जो कहा है वो आपके समक्ष रखना चाहता हूं। आज जो सबसे बड़ी बात है, दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी हो गया है। हम सब ने देखा किस तरह से एक मुख्यमंत्री जिसका दायित्व है, अगर संविधान पढ़े ममता बनर्जी, the state government is to aid and assist the investigating agencies of the center. Aid and assist. उनके हाथ मजबूत करने थे ममता बनर्जी को। लेकिन ममता बनर्जी शुरुआत करते हैं इस तस्वीर से। ये तस्वीर देखिए, ऐसे जकड़ लिया फाइलों को, ऐसे चुरा के भागी मोबाइल फोन को, कि आज सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने क्या कहा है मैं आपको बताता हूं। सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने सबसे पहले जो ईडी अफसर हैं, जो कानून के हिसाब से अपना कार्य कर रहे हैं, उनके खिलाफ एफआईआर दर्ज कर दी थी ममता बनर्जी की सरकार ने। सो पहला बिंदु, यह कानूनी जोर का तमाचा है उस मुख्यमंत्री को जो समझती है वो संविधान से ऊपर है। सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने, किसी और ने नहीं, सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने उन सभी एफआईआर पे रोक लगा दी है। दूसरी बड़ी बात, जिस तरह से ईडी के अधिकारियों को जो उनका कानूनी कार्य है उस कार्य करने से रोकने के लिए वर्दी प्रदर्शन कर रही है। आप सोचिए, पश्चिम बंगाल की पुलिस डीजीपी, कमिश्नर, ये लोग प्रदर्शन करते हैं तो सर्वोच्च न्यायालय की तीखी टिप्पणी आई है और सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने कहा है, क्या प्रदर्शन अब हाईकोर्ट के अंदर होंगे? जंतर मंतर बना दोगे आप हाईकोर्ट को? और इसका जो संदर्भ है वो भी मैं आपके समक्ष रखूंगा। इसके बाद अभी ऑर्डर आएगा, लेकिन जो रिपोर्टिंग हुई है मैं उसी से पढ़ रहा हूं। इस हियरिंग में ऑनरेबल सुप्रीम कोर्ट की बेंच, डिवीजन बेंच ने कहा, इट इज ऑल्सो डायरेक्टेड दैट द एफआईआर्स रजिस्टर्ड अगेंस्ट द ईडी ऑफिसर्स शैल रिमेन स्टेड टिल द नेक्स्ट डेट ऑफ हियरिंग। एफआईआर पे रोक। दूसरा, ये बहुत गंभीर मामला है, there are larger questions which emerge and if not answered shall lead to lawlessness. बड़े कानूनी प्रश्न उठ रहे हैं, संवैधानिक प्रश्न उठ रहे हैं, और अगर इसका उत्तर नहीं दिया गया तो अराजकता की स्थिति पैदा हो जाएगी। ये सर्वोच्च न्यायालय की खंडपीठ कहती है। If central agencies are working bona fide to probe a serious offense, a question arises, can they be obstructed by party activities? क्या ईडी, सीबीआई, सेंट्रल एजेंसीज जो हैं, इनको पार्टी के गुंडे आके टीएमसी के रोकेंगे? इनको स्टेट की पुलिस, जो कि ममता बनर्जी के आदेश का पालन कर रही है, क्या वो रोक सकते हैं? ये सवाल उठाया सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने अपनी टिप्पणी में। तीसरा, हैविंग हर्ड लर्नेड काउंसिल्स, वी आर ऑफ द prima facie view that present plea has raised a serious issue relating to the investigation by ED and its interference by state agencies. Prima facie, प्रथम दृष्टया, पुलिस जिसको ईडी के हाथ मजबूत करने थे, क्योंकि ये 2742 करोड़ रुपए का जो घोटाला हुआ है उसकी प्रोब चल रही है, तो वही दखल कर रहे हैं, वही डरा रहे हैं, वही रोक विवेचना को रोक रहे हैं। ये कैसा जंगल राज है पश्चिम बंगाल में? ममता बनर्जी को उत्तर देना चाहिए। आज सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने आईना दिखा दिया है। और इसके बाद बेंच कहती है इट इज ऑल्सो सबमिटेड, और ये बहुत अहम है, और ये लाइन मैं पढ़ूं उससे पहले मैं जरूर बताना चाहूंगा, एक पिटीशन हाईकोर्ट में फाइल हुई थी जो ऑल इंडिया तृणमूल कांग्रेस ने करी हाईकोर्ट में। तारीख नोट करिए, 9 तारीख को। 9 जनवरी को सुनवाई होने से पहले जो तृणमूल कांग्रेस का लीगल सेल है, ममता बनर्जी के इशारे पर व्हाट्सएप मैसेज भेजता है, जिसका संज्ञान आज सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने लिया है, और कहता है सभी हाईकोर्ट पहुंच जाओ। गुंडागर्दी देखिए, हमारे देश की संवैधानिक उच्च न्यायालय को गुंडों से डराने का प्रयास करते हैं। और जो बात सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने संज्ञान ली, उच्च न्यायालय क्या कहता है सुनिए, और इसीलिए पुनः कहूंगा, ये ममता बनर्जी जंगल राज का प्रतीक है, अराजकता की मूर्ति है, और जंगल राज कैसा होता है? बिल्कुल ममता राज जैसा होता है। दिस इज व्हाट द कैलकाटा हाई कोर्ट हैज टू से in its order of 9 Jan 2026, and I am placing quoting from that order. The environment in the courtroom is not conducive to comments continue with the hearing. और इससे पहले जो कहा है, at this juncture a huge number of learned advocates as well as other persons enter the courtroom and create enormous disturbance and commotion. Several requests made by the court to maintain the decorum and the dignity of the court so that the matter can be taken up for consideration fell on deaf ears. मतलब व्हाट्सएप से मैसेज भेजे गए, टीएमसी के गुंडे कोर्ट के अंदर आते हैं, माननीय न्यायाधीश को डराने का काम करते हैं, और जब निर्भीकता से कोई न्यायाधीश नहीं डरता है तो वहां इतना शोरगुल हल्ला मचाते हैं कि उच्च न्यायालय को अपने आदेश में कहना पड़ता है जो वातावरण अभी यहां बना हुआ है ये शांतिपूर्वक सुनवाई के लिए उचित नहीं है। ये पेशे से वकील हूं, वरिष्ठ अधिवक्ता हूं, 22 साल की वकालत में मैं बता सकता हूं, मैंने ऐसा नहीं देखा कि कोर्ट रूम के अंदर नारे लगाए जाएं, अराजकता हो, और ये सारा का सारा जो तार जुड़ता है ये केवल एक व्यक्ति से जुड़ता है जिसने कसम खाई संविधान की रक्षा करने की, और आज तार तार कर रही है, अराजकता फैला रही है, और उस व्यक्ति का नाम है ममता बनर्जी। ये क्यों इतना गंभीर मामला है ये मैं जरूर बताना चाहूंगा। ये जो फाइल पकड़कर ममता बनर्जी खड़ी हैं, ये पूरा देश और पश्चिम बंगाल की जनता आज कह रही है तुम इतना जो छुपा रही हो ममता बनर्जी, तुम इतना जो छुपा रही हो, क्या डर है जिसे दबा रही हो? ये क्या डर है कि ये फाइल अगर ईडी के हाथ लग जाती तो आपको चिंता हो जाती? उस मोबाइल फोन को जिसको चुरा के भागी, ये सर्वोच्च न्यायालय की टिप्पणी है, उसमें ऐसा क्या था ममता बनर्जी कि अगर वो ईडी के सामने आता कौन से राज खुल जाते? क्यों इतना भयभीत हुई? और बड़ी जिम्मेदारी से मैं आपको बताता हूं कि जंगल राज कैसा होता है। जंगल राज ऐसा होता है जहां मुख्यमंत्री ईडी का साथ देने की बजाय दौड़ के जाती है, ईडी को धमकाती है, साक्ष्य मिटाने का प्रयास करती है, चोरी करती है साक्ष्यों की और धमकाती हुई बाहर निकलती है। जंगल राज ऐसा होता है। नंबर 1, जंगल राज ऐसा होता है जो वर्दी पश्चिम बंगाल की जनता के हित के लिए कार्य करना चाहती है, उसको ममता बनर्जी अपनी निजी संपत्ति समझ के धमकी देकर, दबाव बनाकर गैर कानूनी काम करवाती है, ईडी को धमकवाती है और प्रदर्शन करवाती है वर्दी से। जंगल राज ऐसा होता है, कलकत्ता हाईकोर्ट में सुनवाई नहीं हो पाती है, वो सुनवाई टाल दी जाती है, 9 जनवरी को जैसे टाली गई। और जंगल राज ऐसा होता है, ईडी अफसरों पे एफआईआर हो जाती है। मैंने आपको 4 बिंदु बताए, ये केवल और केवल ममता राज में अराजकता की मूर्ति उन्हीं के राज में हो सकता है। और इसके साथ मैं आपको एक जानकारी और दे दूं, जो बात आज लर्नेड सोलिसिटर जनरल ने जब ईडी की दलील रख रहे थे सर्वोच्च न्यायालय में भी कही, देयर इज अ पैटर्न ऑफ लॉलेसनेस। ये अराजकता का पैटर्न है जो पश्चिम बंगाल में ममता बनर्जी आगे बढ़ाती है। 2019 में सीबीआई अफसर गए पश्चिम बंगाल, वहां उन पर हमला हुआ। यह हमला किया किसने? टीएमसी के गुंडों ने, और पुलिस की सहायता लेके दबाव बनाने का प्रयास किया गया। फिर 2024 जनवरी में, अब याद करिए, शाहजहां शेख, बहुत खास ममता बनर्जी के टीएमसी के लीडर, ईडी के अफसर वहां जाते हैं, उन पे हमला हो जाता है। शाहजहां शेख की गिरफ्तारी नहीं होती, और इसकी तुलना करिए, ईडी अफसरों के खिलाफ एफआईआर तुरंत हो जाती है। संदेश खाली में जब महिलाओं का उत्पीड़न होता है तो एफआईआर दर्ज नहीं होती है। एफआईआर दर्ज तब होती है जब कलकत्ता हाईकोर्ट निर्देश देता है कि एफआईआर दर्ज हो, लेकिन ईडी अफसर के खिलाफ एफआईआर दर्ज हो जाती है। और अब अप्रैल 2024 में हमने देखा, एनआईए के अफसर जब जाते हैं ईस्ट मेदिनीपुर में, तो वहां पे उन पे अटैक कर दिया जाता है। तो सीबीआई, ईडी, एनआईए और फिर ईडी। ऐसा लगता है कि रोहिंग्या से तो बहुत प्यार है ममता बनर्जी को, लेकिन भारत की जो केंद्रीय जांच एजेंसियां हैं उनसे बड़ी दुश्मनी है, नफरत है, और यह बड़ा चिंताजनक है। दूसरा जो चिंताजनक है वो ये है कि आप साक्ष्य मिटा क्यों रही है। जैसा आज न्यायालय में भी दलील दी गई कि ये चोरी है, डकैती है कि आप मोबाइल फोन, फाइलें उठा लें। ऑब्स्ट्रक्टिंग अ पब्लिक सर्वेंट itself under the new law of BNS is a crime. ये धारा 224, 221, 186 पुरानी आईपीसी में ऑब्स्ट्रक्टिंग द पब्लिक सर्वेंट इज अ क्राइम, जो ममता बनर्जी कर रही हैं। और डिस्ट्रॉइंग ऑफ एविडेंस, साक्ष्य को नष्ट करना भी एक अपराध है जो ममता बनर्जी कर रही हैं। तो आज विधिक तौर पे मैंने आपको बताया है, सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने जो रोक लगाई है एफआईआर और जांच पे, यह एक करारा तमाचा है और एक मजबूत संदेश है कि ये भारत देश और सभी प्रदेश, खासकर पश्चिम बंगाल, कानून का राज होगा, कानून से चलेंगे, अराजकता से नहीं चलेंगे। और जिस तरह से राजनीतिक तौर पे ममता बनर्जी मीडिया को बाइट दे रही हैं, फाइल दिखा रही हैं, हमारे साथ गलत हो रहा है, आज सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी कर दिया है और स्पष्ट हो गया है, अगर कोई अराजक था, गलत था, साक्ष्य मिटा रहा था, ईडी अफसरों को धमकी दे रहा था, कानून के साथ खिलवाड़ कर रहा था और संविधान को नष्ट कर रहा था, तो वो केवल अराजकता की मूर्ति, जंगल राज का प्रतीक ममता बनर्जी थी। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
People were asked to come over there, gather at the port, and perhaps that is why the hearing did not happen. How do you see this? Because chats have also come out in public domain.
That was the BJP holding the press conference saying the central agencies have been attacked, and in fact they accused that this is after the Supreme Court setback for Mamata Banerjee. Supreme Court in fact has noted this entire pattern, and BJP says a huge jolt too. All right, so it's state versus center that is going on, and this is the latest update we have right now. The sharp observations made by Supreme Court on Mamata file chori case, says the BJP, after Supreme Court stays the FIR against ED. All right, viewers, now we shift our focus on the occasion of Army Day. A special short film on Operation Synindur was showcased during the Army Day parade in Jaipur today, highlighting the unmatched courage, unmatched valor and unwavering resolve of the Indian Armed Forces. This film captures the inspiring saga of bravery, strategic excellence and supreme dedication displayed by the soldiers during Operation.
गोली मार दी।
coming up at 6 stories at 6. ED versus Mamata battle reaches the Supreme Court. Supreme Court stays all FIRs against ED officials. And we also see that Maharashtra is voting in the civic body polls. Big battle in Pune and Mumbai. The results are tomorrow. All this and much more coming up on 6 stories at 6.
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force. So Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force. So Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts. And that doesn't mean boots on the ground, but it means hitting them very, very hard where it hurts. So we don't want that to happen. There have been cases like this where
Viewers, get ready for a cultural celebration like no other. Our Bharat Sangam 2026 airing on 16th of January. A spectacular confluence of literature, music and inspiring stories awaits you. From devotional melodies to folk traditions, from Bollywood glitter to Bhojpuri stardom, from timeless literary voices to today's self-made superstars. This stage has it all. Don't miss a single moment of this extraordinary experience. Watch it all only on Republic Bharat, 16th of January. It's time for the headlines. Big setback for Mamata Banerjee and Bengal Police. Supreme Court stays all FIRs against ED, says not the first time she has interfered.
जंगल राज का प्रतीक कौन? अराजकता की मूर्ति, जंगल राज का प्रतीक ममता बनर्जी। और बड़े दुख से कहना पड़ता है, ये वो व्यक्ति है जो संविधान की शपथ लेता है।
BJP attacks Mamata government after a Supreme Court order, says CM symbol of Jungle Raj, idol of anarchy. Controversy over summons to late Air India pilot's brother and Air India crash investigation. Top pilot's body calls out government.
तो ये मैं आपको दूसरा आश्वासन दिलाना चाहता हूं कि भारतीय सेना समय के साथ अपने आप को बदलती रहेगी और उभरती शक्ति में जो बदलाव लाने हैं उसको लाती रहेगी.
Grand display of military prowess and India's indigenous capabilities during Army Day parade in Jaipur. Bhairav battalion makes debut. Two teen athletes found hanging in the SAI hostel in Kerala's Kollam. Probe launched. We're getting some top updates coming in. EU leaders have been invited as a chief guest for the Republic Day parade this year. In a statement, MEA has said that at the invitation of the Honourable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, the President of the European Council, Mr. Antonio Santos da Costa, and the President of the European Commission, Ms. Ursula von der Leyen, will be on a state visit to India, 25th to 27th January, as a chief guest at the 77th Republic Day celebrations. During the visit, the leaders will also co-chair a 16 India-EU summit on 27 Jan 2026. A huge update coming in, viewers of Republic TV. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and European Council President Antonio Costa, the chief guests for India's Republic Day celebration. For the first time, EU's joint leadership is the guest. And I want to go across to our senior executive editor, Abhishek. We see that for the first time, EU's joint leadership will be the chief guest. And this is coming just before the India-EU summit, Abhishek.
Well, yes, the three-day visit of the EU leadership, remember, and this is coming just within a year because almost the entire set of EU commissioners led by European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen were there last year also in the month of February, March. But that was not as chief guest for the Republic Day. This time it's happening on the 77th Republic Day as the chief guest. The two leaders would be sharing the dash with the President of India, President of the European Council, Antonio Santos da Costa, and the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen. They would be here on 25th evening, 26th
all the ceremonial part of the Republic Day parade, where they would be accompanying the President of India with the President's bodyguard as chief guest from the Rashtrapati Bhavan to the parade venue, and then of course to Kartavya Path, that is, and then of course the rest of the evening that goes in state celebrations, including the at home of the President of India at Rashtrapati Bhavan. The next day, on 27th, is when the EU-India summit pans out, and it's likely that the EU-India free trade agreement would be signed. Remember, just a few days back, we had German Chancellor Friedrich Merz in India, and he mentioned how Germany so wants the free trade agreement to be signed quickly, and Germany being the biggest economy, this means that there is a pan-Europe understanding that an FTA with India is in the larger interest of the European community or the European economic community in the backdrop of the uncertainties and the tariff tantrums that not just Europe but the rest of the world is facing from President Donald Trump of the United States. So I think in that sense, this is going to be a very big and significant development. Europe essentially pivoting to India, and those kind of statements have already come in from the likes of Ursula von der Leyen, for example, earlier during earlier occasions. And now with this leadership coming in, it just sort of takes our strategic partnership that we have with the EU community to the next level.
Right. Well, thank you, Abhishek, for getting us all those details. The European Council President and Commission head to attend the Republic Day celebrations is something we're counting down to. We're getting some more updates coming in. Let's move ahead. And the Federation of Indian Pilots has issued a legal notice dated 11th January to the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau regarding the summoning of Captain Varun Anand in connection with the investigation of the Air India 171 crash. Notice states that Captain Varun Anand is a commercial pilot and the nephew of the deceased. Pilot in command, late Captain Sumit Sabharwal. It records that Captain Varun Anand had no association with the aircraft or the flight in question, including its planning, dispatch, operation, maintenance, certification, airworthiness, clearance, or crew composition. He was not present at the site of the accident and does not possess any factual, technical, or operational knowledge relating to the circumstances of the accident. So there's a big mystery over why these summons were made. I'm being joined by a guest who's joining us. We have Wing Commander Pramod Malik, Wing Commodore, aviation expert joining us. Thank you for joining us here on Republic TV. And I want to ask you, do you think that the protest that we are seeing over the notice is justified? They are saying, the pilot's body is saying that this notice is not justified at all.
See, it is airport, the AIB, which is responsible for this, and they should have submitted the report, and they cannot behave like a court. Okay, they don't have authority of district court, high court, or Supreme Court that they can summon anybody. Just because Captain Varun Anand is in aviation, so they can call and harass him. It's not done. They cannot ask his family members to participate until unless they have some kind of link which is established during the process of investigation. So first the AIB has to come out with the report. It has been 7 months since the crash happened. Where is the report?
Yes, absolutely. This has been asked again and again because they're saying that this move is wholly unwarranted and amounting to harassment. Captain Anand, I'm just telling our viewers, was serving an Air India pilot and FIP member and was informed by his employer about summons to appear on Jan 15th. And the FIP has highlighted that the notice failed to specify the statutory basis, purpose, or relevance in the summons or capacity in which Captain Anand is required to appear. So basically, there's no clarity on why he is summoned, Wing Commander.
Yeah, there is no clarity. This is appears to be an eyewash and doing some kind of hodgepodge with the report, because the report has to come first, and they cannot behave like a court. As I said, the report should have been in the public. And firstly, the report which was leaked, the sensitive information which was leaked few months back, with that report in the public, This AIB should have been suspended. They should have formed the new AIB team. Because it is not understood by the public at large as to why that sensitive information was leaked selectively, which changes the course of the investigation.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us there, Wing Commander Bhagwant Mann, aviation expert on this story. We'll be coming back because we're still getting more updates on the developing story. Let's move ahead. We were getting some more breaking news coming in, and Mamata Banerjee has targeted the army this time. I just read out what Mamata Banerjee has said in the meanwhile as we get more information on this. She says, who is responsible for the border? The BSF, the central government. Who is responsible for coal? The CISF, the central government. Who arrives in planes? Outsiders. Who is responsible for that? Customs. Whose hands is that in? Aviation is in whose hands? So she's asking these questions. She says railways is in whose hands? All are under the central government. So what we see right now is Bengal CM Mamata's controversial remark has come in. Mamata Banerjee has targeted the army. It's a controversial remark that she has made. And she's insulted our forces, claiming army commandant doing SIR work. This is what she's saying. Mamata does not even spare forces, is accusing the army of doing SIR work. We also have that statement. Let's play it up.
বর্ডারের দায়িত্বে কে? বিএসএফ সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। কয়লার দায়িত্বে কে? সিআইএসএফ সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। প্লেনে কে আসছে বাইরের লোক, তার দায়িত্বে কে? কাস্টমস কার হাতে? অ্যাভিয়েশন কার হাতে? রেল কার হাতে? সব সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। সিআরপিএফ কার হাতে? সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। আর্মিও তোমার হাতে, সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। আমি জীবনে দেখিনি, এমনকি আমার কাছে একটা খবর এসছে, কদিন আগে আপনাদের সাংবাদিকদের আর্মি অফিস থেকে কাউকে ইনভাইট করা হয়েছিল জাস্ট টু টক। আমি এর মধ্যে কোনো ভুল দেখি না, আমি ওদের সম্মান করি, আমি সব ফোর্সকেই। কিন্তু একটা রিকোয়েস্ট করব, আমার কাছে খবর আছে ফোর্টিলিয়ামে একজন কমান্ড্যান্ট এসআইআর এর কাজ করছে এবং বিজেপি করছে, বসে পার্টি অফিসের কাজ করছেন। প্লিজ আপনাদের কাছে হাত জোর করে রিকোয়েস্ট করব, এটা করতে যাবেন না। যারা সত্যিকারের চোর ডাকাত, ধরুন কটা কেস হয়েছে বিজেপির, খুনি, ডাকাত, ধর্ষককারী, হত্যাকারী, হাওলাকারী, কটা কেস হয়েছে? বর্ডারের দায়িত্বে কে? বিএসএফ সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। কয়লার দায়িত্বে কে? সিআইএসএফ সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। প্লেনে কে আসছে বাইরের লোক, তার দায়িত্বে কে? কাস্টমস কার হাতে? অ্যাভিয়েশন কার হাতে? রেল কার হাতে? সব সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। সিআরপিএফ কার হাতে? সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। আর্মিও তোমার হাতে, সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। আমি জীবনে দেখিনি, এমনকি আমার কাছে একটা খবর এসছে, কদিন আগে আপনাদের সাংবাদিকদের আর্মি অফিস থেকে কাউকে ইনভাইট করা হয়েছিল জাস্ট টু টক। আমি এর মধ্যে কোনো ভুল দেখি না, আমি ওদের সম্মান করি, আমি সব ফোর্সকেই। কিন্তু একটা রিকোয়েস্ট করব, আমার কাছে খবর আছে ফোর্টিলিয়ামে একজন কমান্ড্যান্ট এসআইআর এর কাজ করছে এবং বিজেপি করছে, বসে পার্টি অফিসের কাজ করছেন। প্লিজ আপনাদের কাছে হাত জোর করে রিকোয়েস্ট করব, এটা করতে যাবেন না। যারা সত্যিকারের চোর ডাকাত, ধরুন কটা কেস হয়েছে বিজেপির, খুনি, ডাকাত, ধর্ষককারী, হত্যাকারী, হাওলাকারী, কটা কেস হয়েছে?
Joining me is Priyanka Tibrewal, a BJP spokesperson. Priyanka Tibrewal, not the first time we have heard such a comment being made. You know, earlier Mamata Banerjee said that army is being used for political gains, and now she's accusing the army of doing SIR work.
See, whatever speech Mamata Banerjee has given right now, it reminds me of a proverb, as cunning as a fox. She is a very cunning chief minister who knows that today the Supreme Court has passed a very rigid order against her, and that has really deemed the prestige of the CM to a ground level, because Supreme Court said that democracy cannot take over democracy. Now in the next hearing, it is quite possible that Mamata Banerjee will have to bear the brunt of the Supreme Court for her actions when she went and stole the documents in the ED raid. That is why, in order to cover up what the Supreme Court has said today, she's talking all this which doesn't make any sense, and it is a complete nonsense.
Okay, I mean, I just want you to give one more reply to Mamata, because she's saying that she's accusing the army of doing SIR SIR work, and BJP work. This is what she's saying. But do you think that she has any kind of proof for this?
That is exactly what the people who are where she's doing this press conference should ask her. As I told you, the proverb suits best as cunning as a fox. And she is very cunning, and she knows that by saying these kind of nonsensical things, everything would be diluted. People will not speak.
Yes, well, thank you, Priyanka Tibrewal, Bengal BJP spokesperson, joining us. I want to go back to Kishan. Kishan is joining us. Kishan, not the first time we have heard Mamata accuse the army of doing SIR work, because what we have seen earlier, Mamata has said that the army commandant at Fort William was working on SIR at BJP's behest. This is not the first time she has said this. She has made these allegations time and again.
She has, again, time and again, she has disrespected the army. She has alleged false claims on the army, BSF, CISF, and all other central forces, paramilitary forces, and now the army as well. She has made a huge statement, a controversial statement, a statement which has no backing or no ground. She is falsely alleging that she has news that in Fort William there is some BJP activity is going on and some SIR activity is going on. I'll remind our viewers that Fort William is the center, is the headquarters for army in the whole eastern region. The whole eastern region, the army headquarters is Fort William, where we know that's very crucial national security.
Yes, Kishan, I just want to play out once more what Mamata says. She's accused the army of doing SIR work. Let's play it out.
বর্ডারের দায়িত্ব থেকে বিএসএফ সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট, কয়লার দায়িত্ব থেকে সিআইএসএফ সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট, প্লেনে কে আসছে বাইরের লোক তার দায়িত্ব থেকে কাস্টমস কার হাতে, অ্যাভিয়েশন কার হাতে, রেল কার হাতে, সব সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট, সিআরপিএফ কার হাতে, সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট, আর্মিও তোমার হাতে, সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। আমি জীবনে দেখিনি, এমনকি আমার কাছে একটা খবর এসছে, কদিন আগে আপনাদের সাংবাদিকদের আর্মি অফিস থেকে কাউকে ইনভাইট করা হয়েছিল জাস্ট টু টক। আমি এর মধ্যে কোনো ভুল দেখি না, আমি ওদের সম্মান করি, আমি সব ফোর্সকেই, কিন্তু একটা রিকোয়েস্ট করব, আমার কাছে খবর আছে ফোর্ট উইলিয়ামে একজন কমান্ড্যান্ট SIR এর কাজ করছে এবং বিজেপি করছে, বসে পার্টি অফিসের কাজ করছেন। প্লিজ আপনাদের কাছে হাত জোর করে রিকোয়েস্ট করব, এটা করতে যাবেন না। যারা সত্যিকারের চোর ডাকাত, ধরুন কটা কেস হয়েছে বিজেপির, খুনি, ডাকাত, ধর্ষককারী, হত্যাকারী, হাওলাকারী, কটা কেস হয়েছে? বর্ডারের দায়িত্ব থেকে বিএসএফ সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট, কয়লার দায়িত্ব থেকে সিআইএসএফ সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট, প্লেনে কে আসছে বাইরের লোক তার দায়িত্ব থেকে কাস্টমস কার হাতে, অ্যাভিয়েশন কার হাতে, রেল কার হাতে, সব সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট, সিআরপিএফ কার হাতে, সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট, আর্মিও তোমার হাতে, সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। আমি জীবনে দেখিনি, এমনকি আমার কাছে একটা খবর এসছে, কদিন আগে আপনাদের সাংবাদিকদের আর্মি অফিস থেকে কাউকে ইনভাইট করা হয়েছিল জাস্ট টু টক। আমি এর মধ্যে কোনো ভুল দেখি না, আমি ওদের সম্মান করি, আমি সব ফোর্সকেই, কিন্তু একটা রিকোয়েস্ট করব, আমার কাছে খবর আছে ফোর্ট উইলিয়ামে একজন কমান্ড্যান্ট SIR এর কাজ করছে এবং বিজেপি করছে, বসে পার্টি অফিসের কাজ করছেন। প্লিজ আপনাদের কাছে হাত জোর করে রিকোয়েস্ট করব, এটা করতে যাবেন না। যারা সত্যিকারের চোর ডাকাত, ধরুন কটা কেস হয়েছে বিজেপির, খুনি, ডাকাত, ধর্ষককারী, হত্যাকারী, হাওলাকারী, কটা কেস হয়েছে?
Viewers, in a major setback for Vijay's much anticipated film Jan Nayagan, and now the Supreme Court has now refused to entertain the producer's plea, clearly stating that the matter is before the Madras High Court, which will hear the plea on Jan 20th. Here's more on that development.
In a major setback for Thalapathy Vijay's Jananayagan, the Supreme Court has refused to grant any relief to the filmmakers. Refusing to entertain the matter, the top court stated that the issue is already scheduled to be heard by the High Court on January 20th. However, to prevent any further delay, it directed that an order be passed on the same day. The order came in response to a petition filed against the move to issue an A certificate to the film. The makers were hoping to obtain CBFC clearance and move ahead with the film's release. The film was initially slated for release on January 9th. However, the CBFC held back the certification following a complaint received by the chairman. At the center of the controversy are concerns that the film could hurt religious sentiments and portray the armed forces in a negative light. As the certification roadblock continues, so does the politics surrounding Vijay's highly anticipated action thriller. This is Vijay's last film before he enters politics full-time. He has stated that voters deserve nothing less than his complete commitment. And it is against this unforgiving backdrop that Jananayagan arrives. With assembly elections due in Tamil Nadu, Vijay's TVK has emerged as the third major regional player. The DMK and Congress allege that the delay is part of a large attempt to arm twist the megastar into joining political alliances. But as alliance dynamics remain uncertain in the state, so does the fate of the 500 crore film, which will now be decided on January 20th.
And viewers, much more coming up on the side. Controversy over unsanitary conditions which are not clean at Delhi's stadiums. India's open players have called overall environment unsuitable. This is the top story coming in as controversy continues over the unsanitary conditions at Delhi stadiums. All this and much more coming right up. Stay tuned.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। MDH।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये ही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force. So Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts. And that doesn't mean boots on the ground, but it means hitting them very, very hard where it hurts. So we don't want that to happen. There have been cases like this where President Obama totally backed down. But this is something pretty incredible that's happening in Iran. It's an amazing thing to watch. They've done a bad job. They've treated their people very badly, and now they're being paid back. So let's see what happens. We're watching it.
U.S. has proven its military capacity in Operation Midnight Hammer, where the United States military bombed Iran's nuclear facilities. U.S. B-2 stealth bombers, which flew a secretive and historic long-range mission, dropped 14 massive ordnance penetrators, also known as bunker buster bombs, on 3 critical Iranian nuclear sites: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. As the situation between the U.S. and Iran escalates further, Israel's official state aircraft, Wing of Zion, has departed from Nevatim Air Force Base. The aircraft, which contains a private office, a war room, and sophisticated defense systems, serves as the primary transport for the Prime Minister. India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar has also received a call from Iranian Foreign Minister Sayed Abbas Araghchi. The foreign ministers discussed the evolving situation in and around Iran. The protests began as demonstrations in Tehran's bazaars over rampant inflation. The Iranian rial surged to $1 million against the US dollar, marking a significant devaluation of the national currency in a single day. The protests morphed into an uprising against the
Viewers, coming up at 6 stories at 6. ED versus Mamata battle reaches the Supreme Court. Supreme Court stays all FIRs against ED officials. And we also see that Maharashtra is voting in the civic body polls. Big battle in Pune and Mumbai. The results are tomorrow. All this and much more coming up on 6 stories at 6.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो, मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Viewers, get ready for a cultural celebration like no other. It's Republic Bharat Sangam 2026, airing on 16th of January. That's tomorrow. A spectacular confluence of literature, music and inspiring stories that are waiting for you. From devotional melodies to folk traditions, from Bollywood glitter to Bhojpuri stardom, from timeless literary voices to today's self-made superstars, this stage has it all. So don't miss a single moment of this extraordinary experience. Watch it only on Republic Bharat, 16th of January. Time for the headlines now. Mamata Banerjee insults forces, claims army commandant doing SIR and BJP work.
जंगल राज का प्रतीक कौन? अराजकता की मूर्ति, जंगल राज का प्रतीक ममता बनर्जी। और बड़े दुख से कहना पड़ता है, ये वो व्यक्ति है जो संविधान की शपथ लेता है।
BJP attacks Mamata government after Supreme Court order, says CM symbol of Jungle Raj and idol of anarchy. After hygiene row, world number 2 says in badminton says polluted Delhi unfit for badminton championship. 2 Denmark shuttlers quit India Open. That's happening in the national capital. It's a controversy over summons to late Air India pilot's brother in AI171 crash investigation. Top pilot body calls out the government. Voting across 29 municipal corporations held across Maharashtra, total of 3.48 crore voters eligible to decide the fate of 15,931 candidates. All right, viewers. We shift our focus to the story that we're tracking for you now. Controversy has hit India Open, the badminton championship that is right now underway in New Delhi. And this is happening at the Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium. And during the India Open badminton tournament, players and spectators reported unsanitary conditions and frequent monkey intrusions also now. Several videos have been shared on social media showing monkeys roaming inside the spectator gallery, particularly the gold stand, while players complained of pigeon droppings, poor hygiene within the venue. In fact, players have claimed that the conditions were unfit for an international tournament. And the controversy snowballed after the world number 2 withdrew from the event, citing Delhi's pollution and overall environment as unsuitable, citing unhygienic conditions. 2 Danish players have already have withdrawn from India Open. So they've talked about, they've cited AQI, they've cited the pigeon droppings being on the courts and unhygienic conditions. Now a monkey has also been spotted inside the stadium, as you can see right now. It is right. There were no spectators around, but yes, the fact that the stadium, you can see that there was someone. The monkey is inside, is raising many concerns, and this is the latest controversy. This is the breaking news we have right now. Harsh is joining us live on the broadcast. For more, Harsh, tell us more details today. We see that first the 2 Danish players had spoken about the unhygienic conditions, and now on video we also see that a monkey intruded the stadium.
Well, right, we are standing right here in front of the KD Jadhav Stadium in New Delhi. And this is, as per the information we have received, as per the official records, this is the official practice venue of the ongoing India Open Badminton Tournament, which as per the Badminton Association of India is a practice session, a starter pack ahead of the upcoming BWF World Championship that is scheduled to take place in August this year. Now, what we have been told so far is there are multiple complaints made by multiple shuttlers that there were monkey sightings inside the stadium, not just here at the practice venue, but also in the Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium. There were bird droppings that were seen at the venue. However, we also made an attempt to get in contact with Badminton Association of India, General Secretary Sanjay Mishra. However, all our calls went unanswered. Despite these allegations being made by the top shuttlers around the world, Indian shuttlers, including PV Sindhu and Lakshya Sen, have said that the playing condition here at the Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium as well as here at the practice venue seems to be fine. But there are multiple videos now also circulating online that show a monkey going around in the inside in the venue, as well as there are visuals of bird droppings inside the venue. Over to you.
So, there has been a change in the venue this time, and now KD Jadhav is only being used for training purposes, while the Indira Gandhi Stadium is also is actually the site of the venue for the matches. Are there complaints coming in only for the KD Jadhav Stadium, or it's also there are complaints raised within the Indira Gandhi Stadium as well?
As per the information we have received and as per the social media videos that are now going viral, despite the change in the venue and despite the KD Jadhav Stadium being considered as only the practice venue, there are problems with the Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium as well. The social media videos that are now going viral have shown there was a monkey spotted inside the stadium. There were bird droppings, but the problems remain persistent since India is a country that is ambitious to host Olympics. It is preparing to host the upcoming BWF World Championship in August 2026, and this is considered to be the practice of what is upcoming in the months to come. And hence, it becomes important for us because India is a country that is known for good hospitality, and when such complaints emerge from top shuttlers from around the world, it becomes a problem.
Right. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. We also have Joseph Hoover, Indian sports journalist, live from Bengaluru. Mr. Hoover, well, this, of course, is a great cause of concern, and there are many questions being raised from different quarters. There are, questions being raised that India is preparing to hold. They are bidding for the Olympics as well, and many more championships, in different sports. But here we have two Danish shuttlers who have quit this tournament, and now we also have, monkey being sighted inside the stadium in a video. It's actually a cause of worry, sir. Can you, Mr. Hoover, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It's very unfortunate that this has happened, because the Badminton Federation of India should have been better prepared for an event as big as this. When you talk about the Indian Open, when you're getting international players coming in to participate in this event, we got to be careful. We need to do the best to ensure that the image of the country does not get, sullied. So it's very unfortunate. And if players are saying things are bad, then it has to be taken into consideration. And there are certain players who are withdrawn from the tournament also. It reflects the country in a very poor state. So it's very unfortunate. And if the ladies are saying it's very difficult and they got to wear, cover themselves up properly so they don't get infected. So it shows that there's been utter negligence on part of the BFI and the organizing committee there. When you have an event coming up as big as this, you got to ensure every parameter is looked into, not just organizing the event, the cleanliness, the hospitality, the logistics, every aspect has to be looked into. And this is where the BFI has failed. It's very sad that we have international players, badminton players, criticizing us, saying these conditions are not good. Everybody knows what happens at the district level tournaments, at the state level tournaments, because the players are used to playing in such conditions. They don't raise a voice at all because they say, what else can you do? We have to play. Like as in the case of our stars, Sindhu and Lakshmi, saying that these conditions are okay. They're helpless. They just have to say, okay, everything is okay, because they're used to such scenarios. But when you have international players coming in, when they have seen the best around the world, they expect good conditions in India. And especially when it's happening in the capital, India capital, you got to have the best facilities available. So where I see it personally, it hurts. I mean, for foreign players to talk about saying conditions are not good, and then you have visuals showing monkey inside the stadium. How on earth can a monkey come into the stadium? I can understand pigeons coming in because they have some vent or the other to come in, and they have bird droppings around the place. For a monkey to get into a stadium shows the utter neglect of the administrators there and the organizing committee.
Of course, we've seen that there have been lapses clearly, sir. But when a player talks about AQI pollution, how much do you think is in the control of any country, you know? Because we also had Kidambi Srikanth talking about power cut for 1 full hour during a match in Denmark itself. But there is, so much of brouhaha. I mean, there's nothing wrong in, of course, raising concerns. And pollution is, a very, very hazardous, situation that we are witnessing with the rising AQI for everybody, athletes and common citizens alike. But how do you think that, how do you see this, quitting and withdrawing of names and, the condition of AQI, the pollution being highlighted like this?
I mean, that shows like we have failed. As a government, we have failed. We should have addressed this. It's not just the foreign players that we need to worry about. They might just raise a doubt here or, raise some kind of a noise. But we need to consider about our own players, the conditions they play in, the conditions that our people live in, especially in Delhi or Punjab or Haryana, elsewhere. So we need to consider all that. A player coming and raising a kind of a thing saying that things are not good, it only shows that we are not bothered. We are conditioned to live in these kind of scenario, and we live with it. Whether the AQI is 348, 459 or 600, we'll have to live with that. So it's gone beyond control. So very unfortunate that we have let ourselves down. We are talking about India being a superpower soon, but this only shows that we are not prepared. And we are talking about hosting the 2036 Olympics when we don't even have our grassroots level correct. Our grassroots is in total disarray. It's in doldrums. And we are aiming big by having an event as big as the summer games, as the Olympic Games. And when the players are talking about conditions being so bad in an Indian Open, so it reflects very poorly. I mean, even a prime minister has to take this very seriously. He can't talk about saying we want to host the Olympics and then allow these kind of things happen, because all this matters. Eventually, when the committee, the IOC, Indian Olympic Committee, Indian International Olympic Committee, gives the go-ahead for India hosting the games, they have to see everything. For every aspect will have to be looked into. And health is one big thing on the minds of all players across the globe. So health is something that we think that they will have to really talk about, think about, and do something about it. If we continue to be in this kind of conditions where our AQI is so high and living conditions are pathetic and the playing conditions are so poor, I think there is a lot of things that we need to do. We need to start from the beginning. We hosted a Commonwealth Games. We hosted the Asian Games in 82. Then we had the Commonwealth Games. And what happens? Afterwards, our stadia is always in utter neglect. Players don't even get facilities to play. So it's very sad. I mean, yes, we talk about Sindhu saying, yes, the conditions are okay. Poor girl, she has to say that, because the moment she says things are bad, then it really is going to create a lot more trouble for the BFI and for this nation as such.
Unfortunately, we did not really see much of it all when it comes to the Paris Games. I mean, there was no AC, or whatever reasons were cited by the authority. There was no AC, there were cardboard beds and whatnot. But of course, we do understand when it comes to India, sometimes these things have been stretched out by the international players as much as it's important to focus on the lapses as well. Many thanks, Mr. Joseph, for joining us on Republic TV. And my colleague Harsh continues to be with us from outside the stadium. Now, Harsh, of course, as we just hear, that there is a lot of condemnation from across across the industry members, the journalists and athletes, former athletes as well. But have you been able to talk to anybody from the administration or somebody who has been taking care of the infrastructure there, or any other athletes did you spot there? Did you manage to speak to them? What do they have to say?
Despite multiple attempts, we were not allowed to enter the stadium. However, there were visuals captured by my video journalist here that showed there were stray dogs roaming inside the stadium despite the severity of the situation, when the situation is already under the media scanner, when the world is watching us ahead of a big tournament that is scheduled in August 2026. This is set to be the biggest badminton tournament outside Olympics, and this is being told as the starter of what is ahead. Now, when we sit here outside the KD Jadhav Stadium, that has now been turned into the practice venue, despite initial claims that this stadium is the official venue of the India Open. The condition remains poor when you see dogs roaming inside the premises where an event of such importance is taking place, where there is participation not just from India but from around the world. This is somewhat shameful.
Okay, many thanks for joining us with those details on that story, Harsh. We will keep a track on that story. We were shifting focus to now this controversy surrounding X, formerly Twitter. After a barrage of obscene pictures deluded X social media with a grok feature that edited real photos upon request to take down clothes of real people. An update is now finally available to tackle the huge menace. Now, Elon Musk's AI model, Grok, will no longer be able to edit photos of real people to show them in revealing clothing. Here's a report.
Elon Musk's Grok AI will no longer edit photos of real people to show them in revealing clothing. X said that technological measures will prevent Grok account from allowing the editing of images and bar it from creating obscene images. With this, Grok will no longer be able to edit photos of real people to depict them in revealing clothing following the spread of sexualized AI deepfakes. This progress comes after the Ministry of Information Technology issued a notice to X asking it to remove obscene content from its platform. It had given the platform to comply with India's statutory obligations within 72 hours. In response, the social media platform had removed approximately 3,500 pieces of content and deleted over 600 accounts.
Shifting focus to West Bengal, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has triggered a row after alleging that army commandant posted at Fort William was doing SIR-related work for the BJP. It's once again Mamata Banerjee insulting our forces. BJP accuses her of insulting the armed forces and dragging the Indian army into partisan politics ahead of elections.
বর্ডারের দায়িত্বে কে? বিএসএফ সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। কয়লার দায়িত্বে কে? সিআইএসএফ সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। প্লেনে কে আসছে? বাইরের লোক। তার দায়িত্বে কে? কাস্টমস কার হাতে, অ্যাভিয়েশন কার হাতে, রেল কার হাতে, সব সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। সিআরপিএফ কার হাতে? সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। আর্মিও তোমার হাতে, সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। আমি জীবনে দেখিনি, এমনকি আমার কাছে একটা খবর এসছে, কদিন আগে আপনাদের সাংবাদিকদের আর্মি অফিস থেকে কাউকে ইনভাইট করা হয়েছিল জাস্ট টু টক। আমি এর মধ্যে কোনো ভুল দেখি না, আমি ওদের সম্মান করি, আমি সব ফোর্সকেই। কিন্তু একটা রিকোয়েস্ট করব, আমার কাছে খবর আছে ফোর্ট উইলিয়ামে একজন কমান্ড্যান্ট এসআইআর এর কাজ করছে এবং বিজেপি করছে বসে পার্টি অফিসের কাজ করছেন। প্লিজ আপনাদের কাছে হাত জোর করে রিকোয়েস্ট করব, এটা করতে যাবেন না। যারা সত্যিকারের চোর ডাকাত, ধরুন কটা কেস হয়েছে বিজেপির, খুনি, ডাকাত, ধর্ষককারী, হত্যাকারী, হাওলাকারী, কটা কেস হয়েছে? বর্ডারের দায়িত্বে কে? বিএসএফ, সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। কয়লার দায়িত্বে কে? সিআইএসএফ, সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। প্লেনে কে আসছে বাইরের লোক, তার দায়িত্বে কে? কাস্টমস কার হাতে, এভিয়েশন কার হাতে, রেল কার হাতে, সব সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। সিআরপিএফ কার হাতে? সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। আর্মিও তোমার হাতে, সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট। আমি জীবনে দেখিনি, এমনকি আমার কাছে একটা খবর এসছে, কদিন আগে আপনাদের সাংবাদিকদের আর্মি অফিস থেকে কাউকে কাউকে ইনভাইট করা হয়েছিল জাস্ট টু টক। আমি এর মধ্যে কোনো ভুল দেখি না, আমি ওদের সম্মান করি, আমি সব ফোর্সকেই। কিন্তু একটা রিকোয়েস্ট করব, আমার কাছে খবর আছে ফোর্ট ইলিয়ামে একজন কমান্ড্যান্ট এসআইআর এর কাজ করছে এবং বিজেপি করছে বসে পার্টি অফিসের কাজ করছেন। প্লিজ আপনাদের কাছে হাত জোর করে রিকোয়েস্ট করব, এটা করতে যাবেন না। যারা সত্যিকারের চোর ডাকাত, ধরুন কটা কেস হয়েছে বিজেপির, খুনি, ডাকাত, ধর্ষককারী, হত্যাকারী, হাওলাকারী, কটা কেস হয়েছে?
All right, we have defense expert Major General G.D. Bakshi joining us on the phone line. General Bakshi, we just heard Mamata Banerjee. She's openly alleging that an army commandant is doing SIR-related work, election-related work. How do you react to it, sir?
This is preposterous. The commandant, she's saying that the Eastern Army commander is getting down to doing election-related work. That's not his job. He's nowhere concerned. And the army stays absolutely clear of any such political involvement. This is a preposterous allegation, and if she's going to make such a sweeping charge, she should produce the evidence. This is just not done. I mean, you can't then demean the armed forces and lower their prestige and lower their image in the eyes of the public. This is unacceptable, absolutely unacceptable. You just can't shoot and scoot, make such charges and just duck. Because I have served in Eastern Command, and I was the MG Adam of Eastern Command, dealing with all these kind of issues. We used to make sure that we stayed arm's length from political issues, and we kept them out of military purview. Absolutely. We did not even permit rallies on the Calcutta Maidan, political rallies, etc.
Right, sir. Absolutely, General Bakshi, because we've seen there have been a pattern to this, sir. We've seen many times such allegations are made, be it the BSF or, against our forces. And the netas we see time and again, they just get away, as you just said, shoot and scoot. And insulting, it seems, is something that they would just cite the freedom of expression. But this has been going on for a long, long time. But this is something we've never seen before, we've never heard about, that, detracting the political angle when it comes to the forces.
No, I find each day we touch new political lows in the political discourse, new lows in our political discourse. Like I said, this is the first time I have heard of such a sweeping allegation that the Eastern Army commander is now trying to do the job of the Election Commission and working on the electoral rolls. This is preposterous. And if she is making such a serious charge, she can't just make it and then say, it was a whim, it was a fancy thought. So I thought, let me share it with the people. I got a brainwave. You have to then furnish the proof for such sweeping across the board allegations, which are very, very demeaning to the army. They are hurtful to the army. The army is gone out of the way to be apolitical, to stay above the mark of the political discourse. They stay aloof. They have a job to do, man. Let them do their job. Let them do their job. And if you wish to involve them, then please present the proof. Please present proof. You can't shoot and scoot.
Right.
You know, that's not done. That's not acceptable.
Many
You
thanks.
are lowering the image of the armed forces of India.
Right. Right, sir. Major General G.T. Bakshi, many thanks for joining us with your reaction on that story. We also have Major General K.K. Sinha joining us. General Sinha, well, Army Commandant is doing SIR-related work, alleges none other than the Chief Minister of West Bengal, a sitting Chief Minister, making such allegations openly and without even any evidence. She just addresses the press conference and she said that the Army is doing SIR and BJP-related work, sir.
Good evening and Jayan. This type of allegation is a very, very serious allegation because he is a sitting Chief Minister of Bengal. And in Bengal, there is Eastern Command. And Eastern Command is doing a very, very serious job of checking the infiltration which is coming from Bangladesh. And all, the people who are coming across from Bangladesh, they are being checked all along, which is the Western Bengal, West Bengal and other 7, states are there northeast. And he is putting an allegation because it is a very serious matter. Army has got his hands full. Army never. It is a political army. He has never been done. If he is making, it is pressuring with the nation. This statement, he may be a sitting, but he can't make a statement like this and get away. And I think this must be taken very seriously. Army, as on today, Eastern Theatre and Eastern Command, per se, what is happening in the Chicken Neck area, what is Army doing over there, with a lot of difficulties, and sometimes even there are state and allegations are there with Mamata. He is encouraging people to come across so that democratic party changes and he gets the benefit of that. That is what exactly the Indian people and Indian system is bringing it out.
Right,
and
sir.
that's why SIR, Special Investigation Division, going on. Just they can't, get away. Indian armed forces are apolitical, will remain apolitical. We have nothing to do with it.
Right. General Sinha, thank you so much for joining us on Republic TV with your reaction on that story. Mamata Banerjee insulting the armed forces. Viewers, now, Niva Bupa Health Insurance has come on board as our studio partner. And viewers, Niva Bupa Health Insurance is trusted by over 2.7 crore Indians. It offers India's first truly unlimited health insurance plan with no limit on coverage.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
झुमका तेरा झुमका नॉट देयर, मेरा काउंटर टॉप टूट जाएगा। तेरा झुमका मेरी चिमनी टूट जाएगी। What are you doing?
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, ये तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it. and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force. So Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts. And that doesn't mean boots on the ground, but it means hitting them very, very hard.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो, मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरी डे।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force. So Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved.
So viewers, get ready for a cultural celebration like no other. It's Republic Bharat Sangam 2026 airing on 16th of January, that's tomorrow. A spectacular confluence of literature, music and inspiring stories await you. From devotional melodies to folk traditions, from Bollywood glitter to Bhojpuri stardom, from timeless literary voices to today's self-made superstars, this stage has it all. So don't miss a single moment of this extraordinary experience. Watch it all only on Republic Bharat tomorrow. Mamata Banerjee insults forces, claims army commandant doing SIR and BJP work.
जंगल राज का प्रतीक कौन? अराजकता की मूर्ति, जंगल राज का प्रतीक ममता बनर्जी। और बड़े दुख से कहना पड़ता है, ये वो व्यक्ति है जो संविधान की शपथ लेता है।
BJP attacks Mamata government after Supreme Court order, says